I'm going through my collection and decluttering things, and it is so hard. So I'm going to go through some single blushes, bronzer, highlights, and powders and see what I can get rid of. The first thing I want to do is go through powders because I'm not sure that I'm getting rid of any of those. So it'll just be easy to go through those real quick. So the first things I have this Fiona Styles Invisible Finish Loose Powder in Whitestone 0102 and then Madison 0304. I really like both of these, so I'm going to be keeping those. I think they're great powders. The Whitestone is like a translucent, and the Madison has a little bit of a tint, but it's nothing too heavy, and I think it's really nice. I'm going to definitely be keeping those. Next up, I have this Tarte Double Duty Beauty Confidence Creamy Powder Foundation in medium neutral. I bought this to use in the summer. It is a deeper tone and it actually matches me pretty well right now, so I'm going to be using this during the summer. I think it's really pretty on the skin. It's not too heavy, and I just love this little compact. I think it's so pretty, and it comes with a little sponge and a case like this to keep it nice. And along the same lines, I have these Laura Geller products. This is a double take Bake Versatile Powder Foundation in the shade medium. This, I like to use as setting powder after I put on my makeup. This is a nice summer shade for me, so I'm going to be using that this summer. So I'm keeping that little sample. Now these two they look different, but they are the same thing. This is a Baked Balance and Brighten. I have one in the shade Light and one in the shade Medium. So one I believe I purchased at Ulta, and this is the shade Light. And as you can see, it's a marble mix, so it's a little bit, you get what you, like if you have more of a darker marble, you'll get more of that darker shade. This is probably a winter shade for me, but the medium would probably be good for the summer. You can see it's a little bit different, so I'll hold the two next to each other so you can see how different they look. I don't know about these. I bought these so that I could use them just as a foundation, not a powder. So I'll see what I think, and if nothing else, I'll use them probably as a setting powder afterwards. If I don't like them, I will get rid of them. Next up, I have this Hard Candy Sheer Envy Color Correct Perfecting Powder. I got this not that long ago. Haven't really used it, so I'll probably keep it and see what I think. The couple times I did use it, I liked it. I didn't see anything negative about it, so I'll probably keep that in my stash for now. And then I have this Laura Geller Filter Finish Setting Powder in Universal, and this I like. It's kind of like the ambient lighting powders in my opinion, so it just has that nice glow to the skin, and I really like this, so I'm going to be keeping that one as well. And then the last one I have is this e.l.f. Translucent Powder. It really doesn't look translucent to me. It has a color to it. It's like a nice light skin tone, but I've actually never used this, so I need to pull this out and use it, so I'm probably going to keep that. And their packaging reminds me of NARS packaging, the way it opens and everything. It doesn't have that like texture to it, but the look of it is similar. Anyway, so I'll be keeping those. So those are all of my powders. Like I said, I didn't think I'd be getting rid of anything, so I threw them in the beginning just so you guys could see what I have. Actually, I do have one that I'm going to get rid of. This is the Mineral Wear Talc-Free Loose Powder in Creamy Natural from Physicians Formula. I've had this a while. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's just time for it to go. It's kind of old, so I will be. So next we're going to get into some blushes. So the first one I have is this Baked Impressions blush in Mauve Mocha Latte. This is from Laura Geller. It's pretty deep, so let me see. I'm not a huge fan of real deep blushes. It's actually very pretty though, like right there. I think it looks really nice. So, I suppose I'll keep that one. And then I have this Too Faced Love Flush Blush. This is in Crazy in Love. I believe that I have this in the palette. So if I do, it's a very pink shade, as you can see. If I do have this in the palette, I'll be passing this along also. The next one is a water-resistant blush from Cargo. This is in Los Cabos. I think this is such a pretty pinky, orangey shade. These are more of the kind of colors I go for, and that one is right here. It's a very orangey, kind of natural summer shade. Has a little sheen to it, and I love that, so I'll be keeping that. I don't hear a lot about Cargo, but I really do like what I've tried from them. So I'm going to put this aside to see if it's in the big palette, and if it is, I'll be getting rid of this, but I'm keeping these two. Next I have my Milani blush in Luminoso, and as we know, everybody loves this one. It's a very pretty peachy shade, very shimmery, just so beautiful. I love it as an everyday color, and so I'm definitely keeping that one. Next I have this ColourPop blush. This is in the shade Sticky Sweet, and this is very bold and out there. I got it because I thought, well, purple, I don't have any purple, but I honestly, like, I've never really used it, maybe once or twice, and it was very purple. I think I'm going to actually pass on this one because I'm not a huge fan of that deep of a purple. I also have this Lorac matte blush, and this is an ultraviolet. This is a purple also, but as you can see the difference in this one. It is very purple, but I just built that one up. So you can really build this, and I think I'm more partial to something like this that I can build up than one that's going to be like bam right away. So I'm going to be keeping this Lorac. So this one is really pretty, and like I said, it's that nude peachy shade that I love, and I love on the back that it has the same color. So if you're going through your collection, you can see what color's on the inside without opening it, and that's very helpful when you have a huge stockpile of products. Next up, I have the Becca Beach Tint Shimmer Souffle, and that one is down here. It's very pinky peach. It has a gold shimmer through it, so it's a cream product. If you look inside, it's got like a mixture to it. I like this when I just applied it just now. I liked it. However, I remember when I wore it on my cheeks, it was kind of hard to work with, so I really have to try this one again. I'm going to pull it out, work with it, see if I like it, and if not, I'll be getting rid of that one. The next one up is this ombre blush in Mai Tai Buy You a Drink from Wet n Wild, and that is another nude shade. It has that ombre effect to it, and it has a shimmer in it, so I like this because you can almost use it as a highlight, and I really like that. So I'll be keeping that one. I'll also be keeping this ombre blush in a purple haze. This is another purpley shade, and I really love it. It's right here. It's very unique. It's like a lavender shimmery shade. So again, you could use it as a kind of cool highlighter if you wanted. I like it as a blush with a lot of shimmer in it. So alright, next up is this Wet n Wild Color Icon in Rose Champagne, which is a darker kind of nude blush, and you can see that right here on me. It's very like a peachy with like some pink kind of to it. I like that in the fall. It's very pretty, so I'll definitely be keeping that one. And then up top I have this powder blush from Milani in the shade Tea Rose. So as you can see it there, it's just very pretty. It's up here, very pinky. I like it. It's not too much. It's very matte on the skin, so no shimmer in these. I really love these, and the rose design is just so pretty, so I'll also be keeping that. Pretty narrowed it down on my blushes because I'm not a huge blush person, and as you can see, some of the shades are similar, so I kind of stick to what I like, and I stay there, and then I try to talk myself into not buying any more blush because I don't use up a lot of these that I already have, so that's where I'm not getting rid of a lot, and that's my thinking behind all this as I'm purchasing things at the store. So I have some of these Too Faced box blushes. These are the Perfect Flush blush. The first one is in Candy Glow, which is this pink shade, and I mix it together, so that's how I'm going to show you these products. I'm going to mix them together on the skin, and I love this one. It's a very pink, bubblegum pink, shimmery shade. So pretty. I love it. So next up is Peach Beach, and it's my color, my go-to color. It's what I have on today. I don't know if you can tell, but it's very neutral, very pretty, very peachy. Keeping that one, obviously. And I have this Something About Berry. This is very pretty in the fall. Even in the summertime, you can get away with this because it's pretty bright. I love this. I love that they have a lot of shimmer to them. So definitely keeping all of those. And there's one out that I don't have. It's like Peach Bellini or something Bellini. I need to get that because I want the whole collection. And then I do not have the bronzer in these, but I want that one also. Not like I need it, but I want that. So I'll be keeping all of these box blushes. Next up, I have this Beauty's Touch Illuminating Face Powder. This is a highlighter, bronzer, and blush. Although I don't really think it's, I don't know, I kind of just use it as a luminizing all over face powder or a blush because it comes off, as you can see, very pink. So it's right there. I think it's very pretty as a blush, so I will be keeping that. I love this little design. It's little roses all through. Keeping that one. I have my birthday gift from Sephora. This is the Amazonian Clay blush from Tarte, and this is in the shade Partay. It's kind of a pinky mauve tone, so that one's right there. I'll be keeping that. And I have Celebrated. This is another Tarte blush and another one of my favorites. This is very subtle, very, very pretty. It's above this one, and it's just, as you can see, it's very subtle on the skin, so I love that one, and I'm keeping that. Those are the only two Tarte blushes I have. I did have Doll Face or Doll something, and I used it all up. I really did love it. It was in the travel size, but love those ones. These are more subtle. And then I have this Kat Von D Shade and Light blush. This is in Piaf and Poe. So you have the two sides. You have, let me swatch them individually and show you. So I actually found this at a TJ Maxx, I believe. And these were pulled from the market pretty quickly. I know a lot of people didn't think they were very pigmented. There was some controversy, I guess, on the formula. Some people liked it, some people didn't. I think it's rather nice. So I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. I did have to scrape off the top layer just because it was already opened in the store when I got it, but I was like, there's no way I'm leaving here without this blush. So the bottom one is the lighter shade and then the deeper shade, and then let me swirl them together. You get a nice mid-tone shade. And just because the fact that I think these shades are very pretty, but based on the fact that there was so much controversy around them and they're hard to get, they're like a collector's piece, I'm going to keep that. And I think the packaging is so cute on these. I wish she would reformulate these and just come back out with those because I think they could be a really pretty part of her collection. And last but not least, I have this Keys of Confetti Highlighter and Blush Palette from Lorac. This is more of just a blush palette in my opinion, but you have like one highlighter, so I don't know that I would call it a highlighter and blush. Probably just call it a blush collection. So you have the Spotlight highlighter, which is at the bottom here. It's that bronzy shade. Then you have Tinge, which is a blush, Technicolor, which is a blush, and Vivid, which is a blush. So some very pretty shades there. Tinge is going to be my go-to in this, just because it's that light color that I like. Technicolor and Vivid, I don't know how much I would go to. I think Technicolor I could get away with in the summer just because it's really bright. And that Spotlight highlighter is very pretty. So just because there's so much of a variety here, I will keep this one. And I don't have a lot of Lorac products, so I'm going to be keeping this one. So as far as blushes, I am giving this one away. This is Baby Love. I already have it, and it is unused, so I will be giving that away. And then the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek and Sticky Sweet, I'll be passing along just because it's a little bit too vivid for me. And then I'm pulling this Becca Beach Tint in Guava and Moonstone. This is that cream one that I said I need to work with a little bit more to see if I like it or not. So those are the only 3 products in question here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, even though it wasn't very much of a declutter. But I will have more of these coming up, so keep an eye out for those, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!